Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful, fantabulous, and mystical day. My name is Emmanuel Aguilar, aka Mystic Fox 4, as you guys probably have seen my Instagram and YouTube and all of that jazz. But today we're going to be recording another episode of All Art No Breaks, where we go and dive on Artstation and look at art that we like for character design, and then save it for future reference in something else that we're gonna do. So, in this episode, we're going to be actually doing things a little bit differently. Last time that I had made these episode, or the first episode actually, I had thought about making the episode kind of like, oh, I go searching and like I find a bunch of stuff. And as I find it, I kind of show it to you guys. But for time's sake, just because last time it kind of was a lot of more searching than anticipated, I figured I could just find some things and then share it with you guys and then talk a little bit about them, just to kind of cut things shorter and not have to just go back and forth about all of this stuff. But I did find a lot of cool stuff, so we're gonna hop right into it. If you guys saw the last episode, I kind of talked a little bit about the character design and like how exactly I like the character designs. So this is one pretty good example of the actual design that I like. It's not too illustrative or like frilly and stuff, but it's like it's a sketch. It's to the point. It has the idea there, the concept, and all of that jazz. A lot of these seem to be more concepty sketches. These are daily drafts that he records his thoughts. And he says that they're very scribbled, but I think that they are scribbled, but they're communicative, so they communicate the idea of it, and that's something that I've been struggling with some of my stuff. So it's something that I was keeping an eye out when I was looking for things. In this particular character design from Zai07, I really liked the fact that he, or maybe she, did the turnaround here. They did the front, the back, and then the quarter view. And then they also added some concept ideas of like motion, and then they did this kind of topographic view, I guess, but like in three quarters view of the character kind of having this cool power thing. I like the presentation of this. I like the idea of like presenting it in this long format way, opposed to just like the square or rectangular. This is like a longer rectangular form, and then it also has like little details here for notes. I think it's really good in presentation and really good for like showcasing exactly what it is. This stuff here is really interesting. These are just different characters. I'm assuming because he said these are for notes, that they're just really cool. I really like how it's kind of uh, like flowing, you know? Like the first one, it was flowing really well because you had these spirals going outwards. So your eye kind of starts here and it goes this way. Where in this one, it's like here and then you kind of jump around because these are all different ideas that he just put together. I think something to look out for is like flow in like presentation. And I like this one a lot, how this flows. It's like this, or you can start here and go this way. This stands out a lot because of this orange thing, but because it's small, I don't like immediately go to it. Mine just kind of bounce all over the place. But I like a lot of the silhouettes on these characters and kind of how he does these little shapy things, which later on I'm actually going to dive into some of the stuff that he does and how he does it in studies or something like that. Um, just because I really like the process that he has going on where he's like doing strictly values and like shapes, but like not trying to render quite yet. He's just kind of in that general idea. Also, this thing he did with the hair here, where um, he he or she did like this like shading here on the bottom half of the hair, and then they made a clipping mask and they just did strokes here. Looks freaking awesome. I'm actually going to try using that in some later designs because that's actually really cool. Another takeaway here is how he's using really saturated colors here, and then he has a dark background, so you can really they pop out and just visually interesting. I don't quite know what this is. I'm assuming they're sitting on some kind of a tower thing, like really high up, but because there's no like, I mean, there's a little bit of a thing of clouds here. Um, maybe for, my own like knowledge, it would be nice to put like some clouds here or something, just so we know it's high up. Or like maybe a sun right here too would work, or a moon. Just because it you got a really long thing and then you got one big circle, which is good for shape read. But I mean, these are just sketches, so I'm not expecting that kind of stuff from this. But this is a really good one. Again, his name is Zai. I'll probably try to drop it in the description down below. If you guys find anything, by the way, any artists that interest you that are kind of within the theme of character design, which is the main focus of these couple of episodes, I'm going to rotate over to illustration stuff later on, maybe in another episode or like maybe a special episode. But I really like the presentation of this one in particular and how it was executed. I think it did a really good job. So really good job, Zai. I'm actually going to give you a follow right now. Uh, and like I said, if you guys like this person's work, definitely go check it out for yourself. You'll probably learn a lot. All right, the next one is going to be Rock D. Now, I really like the way that this character presents like iterations, or this person presents iterations. They are a concept lead at Riot, so that explains why it's so good. I really like these silhouettes here, but my question is if he does the silhouettes before he does these, or does he do these and then make the silhouettes? I'm thinking he does these, then makes the silhouettes, and then he'll modify the silhouette and then go back to the original and just like edit it. Mainly because I feel like it might be a little bit difficult just to work within the parameters of the silhouette, just out of personal experience. I do like these notes. Like he's like doing pullouts of the character. And excuse me if I'm not using the correct terminology. It's just I'm just kind of thinking and rolling with it. So like some things might be misspoken. But I really do like this kind of design on the swords. And actually, if we open this in another tab, I'm pretty sure you can read it a little bit clearer. It's in a different language, obviously, so I'm not going to be able to read every single thing. But I do like how he does the lineup and he does like offense, attack, support, defense. Um, my only gripe with this is that, traditionally tanks are like bigger, so maybe make this guy bigger. But I still like the designs overall. And I like the sketchy nature to them. One thing that I'm really liking about this design and kind of the other one too, is that they have one color in there that's going to be like the special color of the character. Like you can see it in all of these sketches, and I really dig that about these designs. Like even if we go back to the other person did a really good job on doing that, but they didn't do it as much. And I feel like when you're doing these kind of sketch iteration pages, having just that flat color, like or like the idea of like, oh, this is going to be glowing is like really important. And even in splash art and stuff, I've noticed a lot of people do that as well. So let's go ahead and scroll down. So this is just more iteration on the one character that is, I believe, support. No, DPS? Maybe DPS? Doesn't say here. Well, just different iterations. I do like the presentation of it. The only thing is like it doesn't flow as much as the other one, like the other guy that we did. So maybe like as a side note for us, I think we would do like something like this where we do three iterations, and then these guys here, I think we could just do like these two on the side, and then we'll make these even smaller. So because they're not really the main focus, like they're probably this size kind of for a reason. Mm, I'm still digging it. I like a lot of the line work in this, how it's not like super like crispy. I like quick designs, mainly because it just gets the idea across faster. Especially when you're doing character design, you want the idea to get to be pretty much there, and then you can polish it as much as you want afterwards. But the idea should be there within the initial sketch, which is something I'm gonna be practicing later on, or probably soon. I don't know when this video is going up, but it's probably gonna be something that I've been working on. I really like this. I like how there's like multiple different iterations of a character, and also that there's like different ideas around how the character uses that weapon, or like just how they use their weapons, like posing and stuff. Like they're pretty like basic with like the way that they're set. Obviously, he just flips them around here and there, but it's pretty one pose like action here, and I like that. And this one's cool. I like that the idea of the little cart. I mean, the weapons in general are just really interesting to me. All right, let's see what else. Still, yeah, this is going back into the iteration thing. Like, how does the weapon look like? What is it that they do with the weapon? Like, how do they, um, what do they have for like ammo, or how does that whole thing work? And I really dig that. Like, it's being took into consideration. It's one of the things that I've been noticing that is a common interest with like a lot of the artists that I like is that like when you're thinking of a character, you want to think of its power source and then how it uses that power to fight. Um, and it's interesting to see how artists kind of do their takes on it. And like so like this is the weapon and it's powered by this thing on his back. It's just really nice. I do really dig these as well. I think these are different iterations for like different subclasses maybe. Mm. I'm really fond of like this big guy here. I like this one too, but I think A and C are really doing it for me. But I think later on I remember seeing he picked B for one of the styles or one of the these ones things. This is cool. All right. So going down, he does like different color palettes for them, trying to figure out exactly what that is. And I really like the fact that he does these. Now, I took an online course with an artist by the name of Ahmed Al Duri a really long time ago when he was on CGMA, and it was I learned a ton from him. But this I haven't seen a ton of. This is something we did in that course too, which was you get like different color palettes and then you apply it to the character to see which one works and to give people like a kind of idea of the character in like a different color palette. um, I'm really liking G. I think it's just because I really like green hair. But it's something that I haven't really been exercising as much, and something that I want to get into in the when I start going back into character design stuff. Because, like I said in the last episode, if you guys don't remember, I was kind of focusing more on illustration rather than character design within the past couple months, just because illustration work just looks cooler. And I've been enjoying it, so it's what I've been following for a hot minute. Um, I do like the different color iterations that he did for most of them. I like how he doesn't do them kind of like, oh, these are just like the drawings and like the the colors and like if you don't like the colors in this one, like then tough luck. But he's actually trying to make the colors work with each other. And like the really brighter stuff is going to be on like the weapon things or like things that he wants you to focus on. And he's trying to make the color palettes work. It's not just like I'm gonna throw the colors on there, and then just have them like sit there. Um, and then this is a weapon idea for flamethrower concept. I don't know where that ties into these character designs. I don't know which one of them had a flamethrower. Maybe this girl. I think it's just a uh, topographic quarter view. It's just a prop. That's cool. Anywho, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna call it the video, boys. So if you're liking the video so far, make sure you smash that like button and comment down below. It does help the channel out a lot. And if you haven't already, and you're liking the content that we're starting to put out, you should go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And leave hit that little bell icon, like like tickle it. Um, because that way you can get informed whenever we're gonna post a video and stuff like that, and you can kind of get to see these awesome artists and check them out for yourselves. That way, potentially you maybe don't even have time to do this on your own, and you're just like, oh, I'll just go watch Mystic Fox's video on character designs, and I'll just fucking, all right. So the last one, we have a couple. So I'm just going to pick this one because I like this one the most, and because I hit exit on the other one, and you know, we're already here. So this one's gonna be a quick one. I really like WuZang's robots. I think the mechs in this little thing is really interesting. They don't do too much of the sketch iteration in this kind of post, but I do like the idea around it and the presentation, because a lot of the time when we do these designs and we do a bunch of sketches and stuff, we don't think as much for presentation. I do like how it's like front, back, and side view, for this. So I'm thinking maybe depending on what it is that you're trying to showcase, I think this is a good idea, and like some motion thing here. I do think it needs something else over here. Like maybe it could be him sitting down and like his arms are just like wiggled around, um, like just dropped to the sides, or maybe he's playing with like a uh, some kind of another robot bird thingy or like a little robot ants. I don't know. But this is cool. I like how he's like in motion here too. It's like a cool, interesting thing. Interesting enough, he didn't put the eyes here. And I think that that's just so that you get the idea of like front view, side view, and back view, and then whoever is either gonna 3D model it or whatever would do that. Um, I don't. Maybe it's just like a pull away here. I don't see the. Oh, because it's behind the shield, so he wants to make sure the people know what that is. That's a good idea. And then same thing here, same idea, same concept around like the character. Only this one's like powered by more uh older technology, where this one is like newer. Like that's cool. And then he puts them side by side in a thing right here on the last page. I think that that's really nice. Things to take away. So like in the background, he has this kind of design here. I really like how this is a very plain design with very few elements in the background actually intervening with the design. And it's fairly clean. I could also imagine like a blue strip here and a blue strip like around the top with like a name of like what it is or like the robot thing. I think it is really cool, and it could be a really good setup also for doing multiple things. Obviously, like he says, guys, he's doing it just for fun, this design, but you can already tell this is definitely not a just for fun thing. This looks very professional. So if you guys like his work, go ahead and click his thing. I actually forgot to follow him, so I'll do that now. And yeah, so those are going to be the three different Artstation finds that I found. Like I said earlier, if you like the video, smash the like button, blah blah blah, do all of that, and we're gonna cut it here. This is gonna be the rest of the episode. So comment down below which artist did you personally like, what did you like about them, and what would you want to integrate into your workflow.